June 2024, U.S. Federal Reserve. 33 terabytes of America's banking secrets just vanished. The ransom note is on every screen and has one message: fire your negotiator. $50,000 is insulting. That crab? It's LockBit's signature, the world's deadliest ransomware. Behind it sits one man, Dmitry Khoroshev, with 2,000 companies across 120 countries, Boeing, hospitals, banks, even the FBI itself. More than $100 million and counting. Here's what's insane. Police know exactly who he is. They've seized his servers, arrested his gang, and put a $10 million bounty on his head. Right now, as you watch this, Dmitry controls 40% of all ransomware attacks worldwide. He built crime like McDonald's built burgers as a franchise. Hackers log in, pick a target, split the profits. But how does one man control half of the hacks on the internet? And why he hasn't been arrested? Autumn 2019, Voronezh, Russia. A 26-year-old programmer sits in a cramped apartment, fingers flying across a keyboard. By day, he's Dmitry Khoroshev. Online, he's LockBitSup, a faceless alias on Russian hacker forums. But there's something else he is that nobody knows yet. Something that will explain everything about how he thinks, how he operates, and why traditional law enforcement will never catch him using conventional methods. Surrounded by empty energy drink cans and glowing screens of code, Dmitry isn't plotting a single bank heist or a one-off virus. His vision is bigger. He's about to flip the hacking world on its head. Instead of running with a traditional gang, he'll be the godfather of an army of freelancers. In that dim room, Dmitry pieces together a new kind of ransomware-as-a-service platform. The concept: he provides the sophisticated malware and infrastructure. Other criminals, affiliates, do the dirty work of breaking into targets. When an affiliate snags a victim and a ransom is paid, Dmitry takes a cut off the top. Not a crew, a franchise. Not a hacker, a CEO of cybercrime. But why would hardened criminals trust a 26-year-old they've never met? The answer lies in a single line of code Dmitry wrote, a failsafe that would later save his empire when everything seemed lost. In a matter of months, his creation goes live on the dark web. It's called LockBit. The branding is sleek by underworld standards, a secret website where affiliates can log in, generate custom ransomware payloads with point-and-click ease, then track their victims on a dashboard. There's even customer support, of sorts, for negotiation, and a public leak site that names and shames victims who don't pay by publishing stolen data. Each victim's name on the list comes with a ticking countdown. Pay up, or your secrets go public. For hackers looking to make a quick buck, it's a gold rush. Dmitry offers an attractive deal. 80% of each ransom goes to the affiliate, 20% flows back to LockBit's vault. It's crime as a service, highly profitable and brazenly efficient. By 2021, the LockBit franchise explodes. Version 2.0 of the malware is even more potent, and word spreads in every dark corner of the internet. If you want to hold a company's data hostage, LockBit is the tool of choice. That summer, LockBit makes headlines by hitting one of the world's biggest tech consultancies, Accenture, leaking thousands of documents and demanding $50 million. Cybersecurity experts scramble. This upstart ransomware is running circles around corporate defenses. With each strike, Dmitry's reputation in underground circles grows. He's known only by his alias, but affiliates praise how professional the operation is. Updates roll out like software releases. There's even a bug bounty program. LockBit 3.0 launches in 2022 with an invitation for hackers to find flaws in the malware, paying rewards up to $1 million, a twisted parody of Silicon Valley innovation. What nobody realizes is that Dmitry is deliberately leaving one specific bug unfixed, a bug he discovered himself, a bug that would later become his insurance policy. LockBit's numbers are staggering. By late 2023, it's estimated to be behind nearly 40% of all ransomware attacks worldwide. Dmitry's ransomware has devoured over 2,000 victims in at least 120 countries, from small businesses to giant multinationals, and extracted more than $100 million in ransom payments. The group's leak site reads like a hall of shame for global corporations. Hospitals, banks, airlines, government agencies, nothing is off limits. Every week, another household name company finds its data locked and a LockBit timer counting down. And all the while, the identity of LockBit's mastermind remains a mystery. Dmitry sits quietly behind his many screens, watching his empire funnel riches into his crypto wallets. But he made a mistake. 3 mistakes, actually. The first one happened on a Tuesday morning when he did something incredibly ordinary. He ordered pizza. The second mistake? He was about to make it in exactly 47 days. The thing is, did someone notice? And why would ordering pizza matter to the FBI? More importantly, what was that failsafe code and how would it save him when Operation Cronos struck? February 19th, 2024, London, pre-dawn. Inside a fortified cyber command center, a dozen analysts watch a wall of monitors with grim focus. They've spent months hunting the LockBit crew, and today they're ready to strike back. At exactly 5 a.m. GMT, a coordinated raid unfolds across 7 countries. In Amsterdam, Dutch police swoop into a data center and pull the plug on critical servers. In Frankfurt, officers seize racks of blinking machines suspected to be part of LockBit's backend. Simultaneously in the United States, France, and beyond, agents hit 34 targets: web servers, proxy nodes, storage drives, any piece of infrastructure with LockBit's fingerprints. It's the largest ever crackdown on a ransomware syndicate, or so they think. Because remember that pizza Dmitry ordered? The delivery address wasn't his apartment. It was one of these data centers. And the name on the receipt? That's where things get interesting. Within minutes, Dmitry's prized dark web portals go black. LockBit's leak site, once boasting about new victims daily, suddenly disappears. On an underground forum, affiliates frantically message one another, "Server not found, what's happening?" Panic spreads in the ranks of cybercriminals who relied on LockBit's platforms to run their extortion schemes. For law enforcement, this is a very visible victory, but they aren't done. In a bold twist, investigators had prepared something special for the gang's public site. Instead of simply shutting it down, the US National Crime Agency hijacks it. The infamous countdown timers on the LockBit blog, used to pressure victims, are now ticking towards something else. Visitors who find the new site see a series of leaks about LockBit itself. In place of company names and ransom demands, there are snippets of the gang's secrets dropped one by one. The hunters have turned the tables. One timer is labeled LockBit Leader Identity Reveal and counts down ominously. For the first time, LockBit Sup feels the heat turn back on him. Or does he? Because at that exact moment, Dmitry is doing something nobody expected. He's smiling and typing just 4 words into a secure chat. 4 words that would change everything. Over the next few days, more blows land. Authorities announce arrests. A LockBit affiliate is caught in Ukraine, another in Poland. These are hackers who deployed the ransomware on victims, partners in Dmitry's franchise. The dominoes are falling. Meanwhile, forensic analysts pore over the seized servers. What they uncover is a treasure, LockBit's own records. Here's where it gets weird. They find a database listing 188 affiliates, and one seized crypto wallet alone holds thousands of Bitcoin worth tens of millions of dollars. Investigators even retrieve hundreds of decryption keys for LockBit's ransomware, keys that can free files on infected computers. Within a week, a free decryptor tool is released to help prior victims recover their data, robbing LockBit of leverage over those targets. In press conferences, officials from the FBI, NCA, EUPOL all declare a major victory. For the first time, it looks like the ransomware kingpin has been struck a serious blow. But amidst the backpatting and headlines, one uncomfortable truth looms. The LockBit mastermind himself remains in the wind. In Voronezh, Dmitry watches the seizure notices on 3 separate screens. His jaw clenches. Years of work, gone in 5 hours. His encrypted phone buzzes non-stop, affiliates demanding answers, some threatening him. His empire is hemorrhaging $3 million a day. He stands up, walks to his window. Outside, Russian snow falls on empty streets. Not a single cop car in sight. They can seize his servers but can't touch him here. He cracks his knuckles, types 4 words into a secure chat. Give me 4 days. 4 days? What will he make in 4 days? On February 24th, 2024, a new darknet address starts circulating in hacker circles. LockBit is back. Despite dozens of servers seized, Dmitry had backups. He had quietly segmented his infrastructure, so Operation Cronos only knocked out part of his network. Now he executes his contingency plan. He spins up fresh servers, strengthens passwords, and posts a defiant message to his affiliates. We're not done. In an online chat, LockBit Sup claims law enforcement merely exploited a known bug in some outdated software, scoffing that such an attack won't work twice. To prevent another takedown, he decentralizes everything. The LockBit affiliate portal is split across dozens of obscure servers, each only accessible to vetted partners. He dubs this Rebuild LockBit 4.0, a new version of his empire, more resilient and paranoid than ever. The comeback comes with theatrical flair. The relaunched LockBit leak site brazenly lists a slew of new victims. Some are real, some pure bluff. In one stunt, the FBI's name appears as a victim on the site. An obvious lie, but the message is clear. Dmitry is thumbing his nose at the feds. He even reposts data from old hacks and makes outrageous threats, at one point claiming he'd expose secret documents from a Trump-related court case. It's propaganda, meant to make LockBit look as dangerous as ever. But behind the bluster, the reality is mixed. The Cronos crackdown rattled Dmitry's operation. Internal leaks by police reveal embarrassing details. Apparently, over half of LockBit's affiliates never received any payout from their hacks. Many got scammed or arrested before seeing the profits. Wait, let's say that again. Over half never got paid. But if half the affiliates never got paid, that means Dmitry kept roughly 75% of all ransom money, not 20% like he claimed. These revelations sow distrust in Dmitry's ranks. Some would-be cybercriminals start to wonder if partnering with LockBit is worth the risk. May 7th, 2024. The U.S. Attorney General steps up to a podium and unseals a stack of indictments. For the first time, Dmitry Yuryevich Koroshev is called out by name as the creator and admin of LockBit. The announcement is coordinated with allies. The UK and EU issue sanctions, freezing any assets Dmitry holds in their jurisdictions. The U.S. State Department announces a bounty of $10 million for information leading to his arrest. A delicious irony. Dmitry once arrogantly offered $10 million of his own to anyone who could dox him, convinced he was untraceable. Now that exact sum is on his head. But there's something about that $10 million bounty that doesn't add up. The FBI has paid out that exact amount only 3 times in history. All 3 times the target was captured within 60 days. It's been 200 days since Dmitry's bounty was announced. Why is he still free? The answer is simple and terrifying. Someone doesn't want him caught. But who? And why? But exposure is not capture. Back in Russia, Dmitry remains a free man. Protected by a government that has never extradited its hackers to the West, he has little to fear on home soil. In fact, as the world condemns him, he seems almost to shrug. Reports suggest he continues to live openly in his hometown. No secret bunker or frantic escape. He's literally tending his garden. Neighbors see a quiet 31-year-old going about daily life, even as the FBI plasters his name on most wanted lists. But unless he makes the mistake of vacationing in a country with an extradition treaty, Dmitry is untouchable. By early June 2024, barely a month after being unmasked, Dmitry decides to prove that neither arrests nor bounties have slowed him down. In a dramatic show of force, LockBit's new iteration claims to breach an institution at the core of global finance, the U.S. Federal Reserve. Remember that first screen flicker 3 weeks before the attack? That was Dmitry's second mistake, testing his access too early. But his third mistake, the one that could destroy everything? He used the same pizza delivery service for his victory celebration. Same fake name. Same data center address. And this time, someone was watching. Someone who'd been waiting for exactly this pattern. It's a heist that would dwarf all others. 33 terabytes of Federal Reserve data allegedly in their hands. Skeptics wonder if the gang really infiltrated the Fed or if they're piggybacking on a lesser incident at a contractor bank. Either way, the ransom demand is made public and the clock starts ticking. The hackers post a smug note ordering officials to hire a better negotiator and ridiculing their offer of $50,000. The implication is clear. Dmitry Koroshev, now one of the most wanted men on the planet, is openly poking the bear. Is he truly untouchable? The once invincible king of ransomware has been named and shamed, yet he continues to operate in plain sight. Governments scrambled his infrastructure and splashed his photo across the evening news, yet here he is, still dictating terms to the West. It seems absurd. It feels infuriating. And it forces a bleak question. After all the takedowns, task forces, and talk, can anyone really stop the world's deadliest hacker?